The year is 1187. Jerusalem is about to fall. But here's what almost no one knows. The man standing at its gates wasn't supposed to be there at all. In fact, 20 years earlier, he was nobody. A soldier without land, without title, without a future. His name was Yusuf ibn Ayyub. History would come to know him as Salahuddin Ayyubi Saladin. In the journey from obscurity to legend, it was written in blood, betrayal, and a promise he made to a dying man. His story begins in Tikrit, Mesopotamia, a fortress town on the Tigris River. A Kurdish boy is born into a military family. His father serves the Seljuk Empire, powerful, but not royal. Just another officer. The boy, Yusuf, grows up in the shadow of war. But he's not the fierce warrior you'd expect. He's thin, contemplative, more interested in theology than swords. His uncle, Shirkuh, is the fighter, a bull of a man, fearless and ambitious. But this is where the story takes a dark turn. Yusuf's family is forced to flee Tikrit, becoming refugees. The young boy who would one day rule nations is now homeless. They land in Damascus. It's 1154. Yusuf is 16. He watches the Crusader kingdoms to the west, foreign invaders who hold Jerusalem, the third holiest site in Islam, and he sees the Muslim world fractured, fighting itself while the Crusaders are winning. He begins military training under his uncle. He's competent, but not exceptional. No one looks at him and sees destiny. But wars have a way of creating opportunity. And in 1164, opportunity knocks. The Fatimid Caliphate in Egypt is collapsing. Shirkuh is sent by the ruler of Syria, Nur ad-Din, to intervene, and he takes his nephew. Yusuf is 26, still thin, still unproven. What happens next will change everything. Egypt, 1169. The campaign has been brutal. Then, suddenly, Shirkuh wins. He becomes the vizier of Egypt, the real power. But just 2 months later, Shirkuh dies. The throne is empty. And here's where the story becomes unbelievable. The Fatimid Caliph needs a new vizier. Someone he can control. Someone non-threatening. The emirs look around the room and their eyes land on Yusuf. Quiet Yusuf, the nephew who never seemed to want power. They make him vizier. It's supposed to be temporary. Yusuf is 31 years old, and he's just been handed Egypt. But there's a secret he's keeping. His loyalty into the Fatimid Caliph in Egypt. It's to Nur ad-Din in Syria, who ordered him to dismantle this dynasty from within. Within 2 years, Yusuf quietly consolidates power. And when the young caliph dies in 1171, Yusuf doesn't appoint a successor. He declares the Fatimid Caliphate over. Egypt is now Sunni, and Yusuf ibn Ayyub is now known by a new title, Salah ad-Din, righteousness of the faith. Saladin, but becoming Saladin comes with a price. His master, Nur ad-Din, expects him to obey. But a realization is forming in Saladin: if he controls Egypt, the richest land in the region, why should he serve anyone? When Nur ad-Din dies, Saladin moves immediately. He marches north, taking Damascus, then Aleppo, then Mosul, not through conquest at first, but through politics and alliances. He's no longer the quiet soldier. He's become a strategist, a unifier. He makes a vow. He will unite the Muslim territories. And then, he will take Jerusalem back. But to do that, he needs to break the most powerful crusader of them all. His name is Reynold of Chatillon. If Saladin is the hero of this story, Reynold is the monster. A crusader lord who controls the fortress of Karak. Reynold is a pirate, a butcher, a man who attacks Muslim pilgrimage caravans and tortures prisoners for sport. The fragile truce between Saladin and the Crusader kingdom is held together by a thread, and Reynold keeps cutting it. When he attacks another caravan, something breaks in Saladin. He mobilizes the largest Muslim army seen in decades. 30,000 men, the target, the kingdom of Jerusalem. King Guy of Jerusalem musters his own forces, 20,000 knights and infantry. They march east into the scorching Galilee heat. Trying to relieve a city Saladin is attacking as bait. July 30, 1187. The Crusader army camps near a village called Hattin. There's no water. Saladin's forces surround them. When dawn breaks, the Crusaders realize the trap. They're encircled, thirsty, exhausted. Saladin's archers set the dry grass on fire. Smoke chokes them. The battle is slaughter. The Crusader army is annihilated. King Guy is captured. The true cross, a holy relic, is seized. And Reynold of Chatillon, he's dragged before Saladin's tent. Saladin offers water to King Guy, a gesture of mercy. But when Guy tries to pass the cup to Reynold, Saladin stops him. In Muslim custom, offering water grants protection. Saladin will not protect Reynold. He reminds Reynold of his crimes. The pilgrims murdered, the caravans raided. Reynold refuses to apologize. Saladin stands, draws his sword, and kills him. He had promised to kill this man with his own hands if they ever met again. King Guy watches in horror, but Saladin speaks calmly. Kings do not kill kings. But that man transgressed all limits. September 20th, 1187. Saladin's army stands at the walls of Jerusalem. Inside, the city is terrified. The Crusader knight Balian of Ibelin negotiates with Saladin. He makes a desperate threat. If Saladin attacks, they will destroy Islam's holy sites inside the city and kill every prisoner. Saladin pauses. He remembers what happened 88 years earlier, when the Crusaders first took Jerusalem and massacred 70,000 people. He makes a choice. He offers terms: surrender, and every Christian can leave safely by paying a small ransom. Those who can't pay will be enslaved. The Christians agree. The gates open. And here's the part that stuns even Saladin's enemies. Thousands can't afford the ransom. Saladin uses his own money to free many of them. His brother does the same. Christian chroniclers, writing decades later, describe Saladin's mercy with disbelief. He protects Christian holy sites and invites Jews, who had been banned, to return. When he enters the city, he goes straight to the Al-Aqsa Mosque to pray. Jerusalem is Muslim again, but it's not drenched in blood. It's a conquest remembered for restraint. Europe is horrified. The Pope calls for a third crusade. Saladin has won Jerusalem, but now he has to keep it. The third crusade arrives like a storm, led by Richard the Lionheart of England. He is everything Saladin is not: brash, brutal, a warrior king. They fight for 3 years, battle after battle. Neither side can land the killing blow. Then something strange happens. Richard and Saladin, through messengers, begin to talk. They respect each other. Both men are exhausted. They negotiate a peace treaty. Jerusalem stays Muslim, but Christian pilgrims can visit freely. It's not victory for either side. It's survival. Richard sails home. Saladin returns to Damascus. 6 months later, he falls ill. On March 4, 1193, Salahuddin Ayyubi dies. He is 55 years old. When they open his treasury, they find almost nothing. He'd given it all away to soldiers, to the poor. The man who ruled an empire that almost penniless. His funeral is attended by Christians, Jews, and Muslims. In the centuries that followed, Saladin became a legend even in Europe, admired as the model of chivalry. Because in an age of brutality, Saladin chose mercy. The quiet boy from Tikrit became the lion of the Crusades. Not because he was the fiercest, but because he was the most human. And that, perhaps, is the greatest conquest of all. Thanks for watching.